Welcome back to the RavenCourt, DC versus Marvel. So obviously made up team names as we've already discussed, so we're going for some iconic battles. I actually thought about it, and I think that DC has produced very little that is on the level what we got from Marvel a few years back. Now obviously since then a lot of the shows and movies that we got on the side of Marvel were pretty meh or shit as well. But then again, there are very few DC movies that can still reach them. So currently I feel it's a bit of an uneven battle, which hopefully at some point is going to get better. Hopefully because both are upping up their quality, and not because they're meeting down at the bottom. But hey, time will tell, right? So with that, we got already Tracer banned, and we got Samuro out of the way too. Now, obviously, we're heading again into more matches today. Now that the season has progressed through a couple of play days already, we're having more MR for all of these players. There's more and more that are trying to participate in the RavenCourt. If you want to have more data and information, if you want to look at the leaderboard, some of the match statistics on which heroes are being played, and also check out the crowdfunding, there's a link in the description that you can have a look at. At the end of the season, the players that participated in a lot of these games have a minimum amount of matches played and a minimum amount of games won. They qualify for the player pool for the Captain's Draft tournament. The captains therefore can then draft from that pool, and for the players it is therefore a chance, to just show off their skills a little bit, also familiarize themselves with some of the other players and captains, and just show that they're not only on a skill point able to compete and play, but also that they're able, to like talk to people properly in Discord or voice just in general and communicate. Now, when it comes to bans here, we already have Samuro banned out. That's always a sad one. Sky Temple, there's a lot of shenanigans that can go on here. But as you can see, we got Diablo, we got Blaze, so super heavy frontline right from the get-go. Heavy hit point pool. But Lucio made it through the draft, and on Sky Temple, I mean, again, this isn't quite Garden of Terror, so when it comes to map size, Sky Temple is a bit smaller, but Lucio still can benefit the team a lot here. Globals are also still up, so with Tracer and Genji banned, targeting Cure a little bit, Limo of course as well. And we actually discussed this the other day, so the Vala pick here is not surprising whatsoever. You might remember that I think a few days ago we had a game where the opponent banned out Tracer, Genji and Vala, took all three away, and those are the three go-tos for Limo. Now obviously as a bigger hero pool he can play more, but those are really the three heroes that he excels with, and you can clearly see that with the heroes that are banned here, they're targeting him particular. Now you can always make the argument, hey Khaldor, what about Cure? Cure can play all of these heroes too, and he definitely can. But first of all, Cure is playing cross-server, so for him playing Tracer is a bit more tricky than for, let's say, Limo. And on top of that, you also have Cure playing a lot of side lane lately, and even a bit of healer just if he's forced into it. Now, as I am not getting tired of pointing out, the RavenCourt matchmaking, the bot is designed to also take the position, take the role of a player into account. That doesn't mean that everybody always gets to play their favorite role. Sometimes the teams also decide to make adjustments and go for a double support, solo carry composition or a triple frontline. But generally speaking, you will in these games way more often see players playing their actual role than anywhere else in Storm League, just simply because the bot takes that into account when it creates those lobbies. Now we have Ganaguna on Anduin, and we have Sylvanas here for Gavlo. Cure again on Dehaka. Was also about to highlight that Globals of course can still play a big role here since Dehaka wasn't banned. Cure picked it together with Limo as he locked in Vala. Now there is still a chance that maybe we're gonna see Falstad. Brightwing obviously open, but the supports have already been taken, and it doesn't look like we're gonna get a double support here. Imperius, and there's the birdie. So they're going into Imperius as their main tank even, and we have Falstad plus Dehaka. So they're really going for the double global, and then also Vala as a stacking character most likely. I think we're going to get auto attack from Limo. He can of course die a few times since he's not the only damage dealer here, but he's going to try and limit it as best he can either way. Nano, last but not least, Hanzo has not been banned here in Sky Temple. Alright, Chromie is also still up, so he has his choice. Goes for Gul'dan though, so we see another mage from him. And with that, we're heading into Sky Temple, everybody. DC against Marvel. Well, while we're at it, if you're watching this on YouTube, put into the description, into the comments, what is your favorite DC and Marvel movie? When it comes to DC, I had some really interesting answers so far. Marvel had some really good ones, but on the DC side, always a bit tricky. So yeah, let me know. With that, we're heading straight into Sky Temple. DC versus Marvel, we're on Sky Temple. Arion here at the RavenCourt is playing Diablo. We got Galnagul now on Anduin, Gavlo on Sylvanas, Pajnox on Blaze, and Nano is playing Gul'dan. On the right side of the map with a really interesting draft, we got Mopsy on Imperius as the main tank for the red team. We have Mindtalk on Falstead, Q on Dohaka, the two globals that control the flow of the macro game. Limu is playing Vala, and Silesium is playing Lucio in this game on Sky Temple. We got a Saki build for Gul'dan, going straight into Chaotic Energy as his level 1 choice, so we're gonna maybe see a full focus into the Saki build, or he is going to try and just simply deviate a little bit away, not go for the full synergy. As expected, it's full-on auto-attack for Vala. Not a shock here. Sylvanas trying to get value down at the bottom of the map. That's why they didn't go for the fight around the careful, around the watchtower. But the red team was ready, so they were there in time, and that allowed Limu to get some initial stacks for Vala. They didn't lose a tower, they lost a few hit points there. Nothing of note though, so really nice move by them. Definitely a good one. And well, as this all continues, now the rotation is obviously starting up, and this is also where particularly Lucio can start to give them more value. They got the globals as well, so there's definitely a chance that they're going to try and just rotate around the opponent whenever they have an opportunity. Can also, of course, get some extra experience when the first few objectives are up. The strategy of old was always to keep your global, Dehaka, whoever it is, down at the bottom of the map once that the two top temples spawn. Then you try and get some extra XP, push some waves out, apply pressure, and if need be, you join the rest of the team and make your move there. Pajnox is in a bit of trouble, so these quick rotations with Lucio definitely doing a number on him. He's trying to get away here. There's the lick from Cure, but the reinforcements are already on their way. And the red team has to be careful that they're not overstaying their welcome on the lane. At least they forced that rotation. Mindtalk flying in, they were, I don't want to say panicking here, but they were definitely thinking that they need to take this fight. Sylvanas is down at the bottom of the map. Now Limu is moving topside too, so it seems like they're really trying to go for that fight. And yeah, Dehaka is in the middle, so at least they have one. Limu sees some heroes, he's like, let's go! I need stacks. It's all about the ding, 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 ding. It's all about the dings. Gotta get a lot of dings. Gul'dan continues, so full drain for him. Health funnel after the chaotic energy. We've seen this build. It can be insanely powerful, particularly, of course, against single targets. If you are not relying as heavily on the wave clear, then this is something that you could definitely do. Already the death dealer on level 4 and the timing with the camp. But down at the bottom of the map, this is where Sylvanas comes in. It's actually an interesting situation because Sylvanas is now playing against two globals that are trying to counterplay her whenever they can. The timing with the jet propulsion was really good from Blaze, and Cure is losing half of his hit points because of it. So the gate is gone, and that's actually really nice for the first objective. I feel this is one of the maps that got changed the most when Blizzard tied the hit points of the fountains to the forts, because now you cannot destroy that fountain anymore. And before that change came in, the goal at the beginning was always to destroy the wall at the bottom and take the fountain out so that you would still have sustain for the second objective, the temple at the bot lane, but your opponent didn't. So this isn't possible anymore, at least not in the same way. Big fight already in the middle now. Good push at the top too, as you can see. Diablo goes down. The Lord of Terror becomes the first victim in the fight. And level 7 is in the hands of the red team. But yeah, this is obviously fantastic for the Marvel universe here. As you can see, they're taking the wall down, they're getting damage on the fort. As all of this happens, there's control in the middle on the objective, a quick lick and a kill on Gul'dan. This is not a good start for DC. So DC is pretty much doing what it did the last couple of years. It sucks. And they are hoping to bring it back, and they do! They actually do, alright. Maybe James can do something about it after all. Down goes Vala. That's already one of the stacks removed on level 1, so a little bit of the speed is lost. Mind Talk channeled the entire thing at the top, and that allowed them to get the fort destroyed. There's still a few shots remaining in the middle, but it's not going to be enough for the blue team to catch up in structural damage. So definitely a lead for Marvel as is right now. So yeah. When it comes to Marvel movies in particular, I have to say that I am in a situation where I always feel... I mean, there's a ton of people, obviously, that have different opinions than me. But I think one of the series where this is becoming very clear is that I absolutely hated Loki. I hated Loki with a passion. The first few episodes were still fine, but then afterwards, I think they really failed to do the character justice. I absolutely love Loki as a character, not even in Marvel only, but just from a mythology standpoint. And they absolutely bastardize that character, that he basically becomes second fiddle in his own series. It's a fucking disgrace. And somehow there's a lot of people that like that show, and to the day I cannot understand why. Every time I watch this, or I watch the Avenger movies, and I see how Loki is being portrayed there, and how cool that character is, and then you see him just becoming a total beta simp in the series that is supposed to be his series. It's absolutely ridiculous. That show makes me kind of mad. So yeah, seeing Marvel here doing well is nice, but yeah, they gotta give him, they gotta step it up a bit when it comes to that. That was honestly a big one for me. That was a character I absolutely loved, and when I heard he got his own show, I was just like, awesome, it's gonna be good. And then it was just horse shit. Huge disappointment. But then again, gotta be used to it by now, right? No matter where you look, Blizzard, Marvel is all we get these days. Strafe on level 10, we got the Mighty Gust, and the red team continues their little streak here. Trying to also steal a camp away. So, yeah, trying to steal this one. Down to the bottom of the map. Oh, and by the way, one of the things that I absolutely despise, and I hope that I'm not alone with this, can we stop with all of this multiverse bullshit? Like, I fucking hate it. First they started every time with their fucking time travel, then they all went into multiverses. I'm so tired of this. They had this in so many of these series like Flash and whatever else, and now it's just all multiverse, multiverse, multiverse. This timeline, this dimension, this one. It's just like, Jesus Christ, stop with this crap. This cheap cop-out to just like change stories all the time and make every single... There's nothing at stake anymore. It's so boring. I don't understand why they're always going for that crutch. It's so annoying. I mean, for the love of God, come up with a different storyline. Like, who's not doing it these days? You had it in Star Trek, you have it pretty much everywhere. It's just like, Jesus, don't stop embarrassing yourself. The control, by the way, that I've talked about the entire time is still there. So here in the game at hand, we have Marvel now full in control, the red team over the bottom temple, and this is exactly what I've been highlighting. They've been doing such a great job at the beginning, and now they're really just building on it. They're getting another kill. Blaze is down. Didn't have a chance to drop a bunker, was already on cooldown. We have now also Diablo destroyed, so they're just firing away, and it seems like they're trying to build on that by taking the boss too. I mean, you might argue that they are going to spread themselves out a little bit too thin because death timers are really low, but it's working out for them. The blue team is nowhere near getting those heroes back in time to contest this. So the boss is taken, and that bot lane is gonna end up being a bit of a disaster. This is gonna be real rough. Because now they can take that fort down. They should honestly not even take the temple now. So I really like that they're delaying this, because the boss is going to do a lot of damage. You just have to think about, hey, when is the proper moment to go for the temple and let them deal with the boss. And they decided that now is a good one. Boss is obviously still pretty weak. We're only 8 minutes in, but there's a level 13 talent lead, so that's another big one. This one destroyed, and now the final shots are gonna go towards the middle fort. Always assuming, of course, that they're getting them. I love how Cure is playing on the side lane now with Dehaka. Yeah, trying to push this in, force a reaction. They've already taken a camp. They're not really making any moves to try and take the temple shots back. They don't have to risk anything here, especially now that the blue team has level 13. And in the middle, we now got a Mind Talk doing his thing as well. Arion, careful. Diablo, again in trouble. Oh, gets blocked. He uses the bunker to escape. The gust is used. They're still trying to isolate them, and that should be the end. The Lord of Terror once more destroyed. They're trying to get at least a kill on mobs here, but look at Imperius. The main tank Imperius is back, baby. Limo gets still killed. So Blaze is down, False is down, Vala is down. All of a sudden we're getting a few kills for the blue team. If that's enough to bring it back, that's a different question. But I gotta give them some credit, because at least they were able to now in total take 2 forts down. So they're really catching up in structures. I like it. They're not giving up on this one at all. They're bringing this back slowly, steadily. Imperius, by the way, top damage for him. Still a lead in kills and levels for Marvel. For the red team at the RavenCourt, but also this is becoming a bit of a problem. They need to send someone back, and they just did, so Podgenox is going to try and deal with it. That poor horsey, honestly. That poor horsey. You have that fat guy with a iron suit or whatever that is, sitting right on top of him. Is Blaze Iron Man?
Nope.
Okay, had to ask. But yeah, so fat guy with a suit, sitting right on top of the horsey. Feel a little bit sorry for it. I mean, that is definitely animal abuse, if anything. So we're gonna tell Peter. But Diablo is also again in their target, in their sights. So I gotta say, does Diablo abuse count as animal abuse? Is that a thing? Are we miscategorizing here? Did I just assume gender? God, I certainly hope not. We wouldn't dare to do that. So we're gonna call Diablo it. That makes it safe. Down at the bottom of the map, we got Anduin. He's definitely an it. Rides on a unicorn too, or whatever that is. What is that? Budget Pegasus? Something like that. But yeah. Now, with that, we got finally level 16 for them. Obviously, it's a trade in temples this time. So 7 to 3, 16 is in. And we already got the Glyph of Faith. Anduin making his moves again. Falls down at the bottom of the map. Again, they can play the globals. They can control the macro. Diablo gets bullied once more. The OG bully gets bullied a lot in this game. But we have hits coming in on both sides. Imperius has also fallen. They're trying to go for Blaze again. There's the lick, but the light bomb connects too. They're still trying to get him. And they just might be able to. The strafe is not good enough. Still decent effort from the team in red to make this happen. Now, Dehaka is also back, and Cure not really doing too well there. He got caught and killed. So we're having a comeback on our hands, don't we? The blue team is definitely doing work. I like it. I really do. They're doing lots of damage right now. After they initially fell behind, it looked like they might be in trouble. But this is not too shabby. The rotation around from Marvel is happening. So they're coming in again and try to take some shots, but they immediately retreat since they are losing vision. So I guess we're going to get both of those altars in the hands of the blue team. DC is bringing it right there. Another controversial thing, we talked about like DC movies and stuff, and also about Batman, and I said it in Twitch chat previously, but I have to say it again. Anybody that thinks that Joaquin Phoenix is the better Joker has lost his fucking mind. Like, Heath Ledger is way better. Doesn't mean that Joaquin was bad, alright? I'm not saying he was bad. But if you compare the two, there is a clear winner there. I mean, name every single scene that you can name with Heath as the Joker was absolutely iconic and just incredible. So yeah, you gotta give the man credit where it's due. Joaquin, good job. Not bad. You get an A for effort. But I'm sorry, buddy. Top spots already taken. And a while ago. So, 18 on both sides. Push for the keep. All of the forts are gone. And it's time to party. We're getting serious over here. They're pushing topside, trying to poke this out a little bit. Get very quickly pushed back though, particularly of course with Sylvanas in the mix, but they still have another camp coming and could try and utilize that aura a bit, but not really what they're looking for. Double temple is coming up again, and of course it's spread out, top lane, bot lane. So right now the big question is still, how can they utilize those globals best in order to outplay the DC universe here and just play around them. Vala is the top damage with 32,000. Ooh, they're actually going for it. I thought they were just laying a trap, but apparently they are thinking about triggering it. No. Okay, over on the right side. Yep, we get the camp cleared, and false side is at the top. They really need to play the global card now. With that lineup that they're playing, if you don't global it up here, you're definitely doing it wrong. You can still take a team fight, but you have to capitalize on that as best as you can. So, yeah. For now, we got 98 stacks. We need 2 more. Alrighty, Mopsio attack, careful, Horrify is out too, Cure survives, pops the essence, Limu gets barbecue, Diablo with some nice moves here. We get the double kill, and now of course they can go for the boss right away. Yep, the blue team, they are definitely doing a big comeback. This is going to be huge. A boss 15 minutes in with the bottom keep already taking damage and both of the temples active, they can destroy one keep for sure. Is DC really starting a comeback? After they've been slaughtered by Marvel time and time again, can they bring it back? Is James really going to do it? Saki build with the first 3 levels for Gul'dan is putting him at 50,000 damage. He's easily top damage in the game, by the way. And yes, they are crushing it. They want to win the game right here, right now. Falstad, 8 seconds on the Gus. They can't lose him. He needs to be very careful here. He cannot die. But just look at the boss. Boss hasn't even taken damage yet. I mean, damn. Hits are coming, and I think this could be the end of the line for Marvel. Years and years of dominance, and now they're just getting absolutely rolled by DC, as it seems a glimpse into the future here in the Nexus. 20 versus 20, it doesn't matter. The core goes down on Sky Temple, and DC takes the victory against Marvel. 7 kills to 10, by the way. Yeah, still taking it. GG.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
It is time! Barbie versus Oppenheimer at the RavenCourt. On the left, in blue, the Oppenheimer boys with Arian on Mephisto, Boneshock on Johanna, Gavlo playing my F, Nero on Blaze, and MGQB on Anduin.
And on the right side, for the Barbie boys, it is Mopsio on Athers, and I can't do this for much longer.
Dark Reader on Rega, we got 0 on Sylvanas, Philadelphia on Dehaka, and Lolom on Genji. Alright, Oppenheimer versus Barbie. Let's get the show on the road. Yeah, I can't do that for an entire introduction, I'm sorry, but like, I tried, hey. At least we're doing something here. So, RavenCourt once again, let's go straight forward. We got Arthurs in the house, which in and of itself is already interesting. Playing off against Mephisto and Maefia. Oh, the lick. Philadelphia! Mr. Cream Cheese himself comes in, gets the tongue out. Oh, but Mopsio, good Howling Blast. Ah, but there it is, the kill. Arthas is gone, and Dehaka is also dead. Mopsio pulls the Lauber, dies within the first 30 seconds, or shortly after that. And well, with that we have already 2 kills to 0 here on Garden of Terror. Seems like Oppenheimer is ready to drop a bomb on them. But up at the top we have another lick, but unfortunately for Philadelphia, they cannot do that. You get it? Cannot do that. On the right side, Siege Shines are now being taken. 0 is already trying to get some momentum going there. Over on the left on the other side, we have obviously the same thing now going on. We have no Hogger here. We have at least Rhaegar for a little bit more control on the mercenaries, but there's also no Greymane, so mercenary control is, I still think, more or less even a little bit more of an advantage for the red team. But yeah, let's see if eventually we're gonna have the red team get a bit of momentum back, because currently it seems more so that Team Oppenheimer is trying to get a bit more explosive over here in their plays. So they're starting to go straight through the bottom, trying to break, and Sylvanas is down, so she's gone, and that's the 3rd kill in a row now for the blue team. Siege Giants and the wall are about to be destroyed, and Mopsio alone can't do anything here. Arthur's just sitting behind the gate and has to watch all of this because he just can't do anything. He's literally just sitting there. He's like, team, can I get some help? And so far that wasn't the case. So now they're breaking through the gate, through the towers, the wall. They go for the structure and are starting to take the fort on too. At the top, Rhaegar, Dark Druida, aka Drakir, is attempting to pretty much execute the same play, but Nero is just rotating over with Blaze from the middle to the top and back, getting all the experience on both lanes and shuts that play down very quickly. So things are not going too well for them. Now the flank finally, attempting to go for Anduin. The Crybaby gets locked down and still walks out. Still no kill for Team Barbie. Up at the top though, Philadelphia. Again, he has to match obviously what Blaze is doing. He needs to try and get the same experience gain for them. There's no real big difference between the two teams yet. The 3 early game kills don't come into play too much. Doesn't make that much of a difference right now. But as the game progresses, of course, a bit of a different story here, especially with them now moving down onto Johanna, trying to take her down. Not quite happening yet. Yeah, Enrin's still trying to get back here. We got Nero making his way over towards the top again, has already taken the Siege Giants. An opportunity for them to maybe take the wall down. The first tribute, the first seed has been taken by Team Barbie, so at least on the objective, they're able to get some headway going. Still pressure in the middle. I like the way that they're trying to get kills and consistently roam the maps on the lanes, attempting to get a flank in, set it up with Mopsio and his Howling Blast and just follow up with the kill. Hasn't happened thus far, but again, they are trying to get a good rotation going that eventually will lead to them taking a target down. Next seed is about to spawn, this time all the way up at the top. Okay, quick lick and Dehaka. Gotta be careful there too, but is able to defeat the Siege Giants in the middle on the map. Bit of a different one as Lolom is moving in with Genji, so they're poking in from the side, but Gavlo is ready, moves back out. Bone Shock with Jojo still sitting at the side, guarding mainly Mephisto, but they abandoned the bot lane completely, and that allowed Nero to move in with Blaze and put even more pressure on the fort. So yeah, this is looking extremely good now, bot side at least. He got of course pinged and is trying to get away, but can he actually make it? Yeah, alright. So no harm, no foul over here. He's able to get pressure onto the fort, moves back in time. The team has more space and time topside to get the tribute and the seed. Totally different objective, guys. Has nothing to do with tribute. It's not completely the same as on Cursed Hollow. Totally different thing here on Tomb of the Garden Curse. Garden of Terror. So yeah, with that we now have one seed for each side. I nearly did it again. One seed for each side as Mopsio is moving in. And there's just no damage here. If they really want to make a play like this, they need to have Genji in place a little bit sooner. Ideally also Sylvana, so that they can follow up on any stun that Arthas might throw out. Dehaka with a global should give the red team an advantage on this map. The Barbies still with another camp to be taken before they're going for the objective. Yeah, the big Barbie in the middle, Mopsio, is currently trying to deal with Nero, but can't do anything there either. And down to the bottom of the map, just before we're going into the seed battle itself, we now have the camp taken. The problem for the red team is that despite the level 10 ability that they got just a second earlier, they couldn't really engage into this. Ooh, we also have on level 10 now, Consume Soul over the Durance of Hate. Arthas went for the army, and now I like what they're doing at the top. Oh, nearly killing Nero, damn son, like he just bunkered up in the last moment. That could have definitely been the end for him. Well, Nayev gets killed, but they are just pushing this through even further. So the red team is all of a sudden just totally beasting this. Not only did they get a kill down here, but they are also about to take down the fort up at the top. Drak here moved in a bit deeper in an attempt to take Blaze down finally. Couldn't make that work. And now the blue team has given up on the seed and is instead trying to get a kill. So they're moving up towards the top. They settle for Rhaegar. They're trying to get the doggy, about to jump out. And the Self-Ancestral might just save the day for him. They don't have a Blessed Shield anymore. Condemned cooldown, on the other hand, is coming back. There's the slow. And that might just be the end of Rhaegar. Rhaegar low. He is getting away. Nice. The reindeer. And instead, Sylvanas now moved in and took Blaze down. I have to admit that Team Oppenheimer is starting to have some trouble here. Yeah, in the last fight, they've been going out with a bang because Team Barbie, they locked down 2 kills and they also were able to get the seed, which means that the next one could be for the objective, and this is a really nice position for the red team, so this is looking extremely good. Initially, they had trouble getting even a single kill. It was 3-0 kills in favor of Team Oppenheimer, but now they are really in trouble. They're down at level, they're nearly down at talent. It's soon going to be level 13 for Team Barbie. And, well, we'll see what exactly the blue team can do now, because they definitely got to do something. They got to come up with a plan here. Rhaegar was not the answer earlier, trying to go for him. I mean, thankfully for them, at least the play resulted in him now still being on his cooldown. So that's something. But if they want to capitalize on that, they have to push this a bit more aggressively than they currently do. And Dehaka is pushing down at the bottom of the map, and exactly what I talked about earlier is now coming into play. They have level 13, also thanks to him. Mr. Cream Cheese Philadelphia is helping them a lot to stay ahead, and there's the Garden Terrors on the map. So, yep, they gotta accept it if they don't want to fight against level 13, so now they have to start with the defense down to the bottom of the map. It's gonna be Maiev. She's gonna be the one trying to shut that down. Up at the top, still the aggression. Mopsio at the front. Okay, so trying to go for Anduin here. Coming in with the Consume Soul. There's still a Garden Terror in the middle of the map going for the next fort. This one will fall. Can they keep everybody alive and get level 13? That's a bigger question now. If they can, then they have a shot at defending maybe the middle. But up here, it's all about just retreating and staying alive. I mean, if they can get a kill, don't get me wrong, that would be even better. And they do. They get Sylvanas. But Genji is now coming in straight for Mephisto, taking him down. And that is the... This is Mr. Hate Boy taken apart. Genji looking good here. And they got level 13. So, Lord of Hatred is eliminated. 4 kills to 3. They would love to get... Oh, so close to getting Rhaegar here. Yeah, Dracula is really playing a good game. So far he's been dodging out on most of these situations. He has not died yet. Him and Genji, the only ones on the red team that haven't fallen yet. We have 28,000 damage on Sylvanas. We get 20,000 for Mephisto. But as is, as explained earlier, it's still a fairly even game. Structurally, have the same amount of forts and keeps in play. Rhaegar still deep pushing at the bottom. A couple of camps that can still be fought for. Sylvanas, for example, is finding herself at the top right, taking the Siege Giants. Whereas down here, it's all about the Bruiser camp that Team Oppenheimer is now grabbing. And now maybe a chance to finally force that fight that they want, because they're half a level behind still, and that means that if they just do nothing, they will have another problem around the level 16 talent here. So, yeah, gotta be careful. Discus out, safeguarding the play, making sure that they can retreat and that Arthas is not all of a sudden stopping them with a Howling Blast here and with a Frozen Tempest. But in the middle, nah, not even that. Can't go for another kill there either. So they're slowly moving down through the bot lane with the camp. And they're trying for a kill. Yeah, there's already Sylvanas with a follow-up. Nice. Light Bomb engage. Can they get the kill? Mopsio. Not only does he get his own ult out, but they also have the Ancestral, and all of a sudden the sustain is there. And Anduin makes a crucial mistake. He goes to the front line, and we all know that he's absolutely useless with the sword. So he goes down. Mephisto follows. Yes, they kill Arthas. Mopsio gets destroyed. But after that, we have not only Blaze, but also Johanna eliminated. That leaves only Maiev. Gavlo is on the retreat. Team Barbie absolutely vicious and ruthless as they are trying to defeat the Patriarchy. It's actually not quite true. I mean, you have Jojo over there, you have Maiev over there, Anduin. I mean, I was always pretty suspect. Without double checking, I'm not going to make a call there. So level 60 now on both sides, but the Barbie boys, they're going for the next seed, so that's the third in a row that they got now. After they claimed the first objective in this game, they're now getting another one. And, well, here we have fort number 3, last but not least, at the bot lane, destroyed by the Barbie boys. Okay, so, job well done. I'm actually a little bit surprised how much momentum they're building up here, especially after they've been struggling early on. But now they have their level 16 with the Embrace of Death. Blue team has been doing a lot of that. Ah, the lick from Philadelphia. Barely dodged out, though. Nice wall of the Wardens. That was honestly important. If Gavlo doesn't dodge that and they lose a hero here, then the entire game is going to fall apart even more for them. Right now, they still have a chance to bring this back. They just need a coordinated kill. It's a little bit tricky, honestly, with Mephisto being essentially the main damage dealer for them. Granted, they have, of course, Maiev, who technically is now sitting at 22,000 damage, but it seems to be really tricky for them to get a decent kill. The problem is, if they are not hitting Sylvanas or Rhaegar, it's going to be rough, and Rhaegar's the Ancestral ready. Then on top of that, we also have the army for Mopsio. Here they go, trying to pin him down into a corner. If they can keep Rhaegar at bay, they might have a chance here. Rhaegar gets the hit through the Ancestral, but it is not enough. He dies anyways, and now Genji, he wanted the counter kill, and the last few times he was able to do exactly that, but they're trying to turn it again, moving in for Sylvanas with a nice disc. Can they get the kill here? If they can get a few kills in a row now, that would be the dream, and they do. Sylvanas dies, and they might even get another hit in on... well, it could be the Haka, but down here it's also Genji and Rhaegar that are in trouble. So they will definitely get the seed, but if they can get a few more kills, boy, that would be fantastic for them. Genji gets another swift strike, and Gavlo takes him to town. Nice. They get another kill, so that's 2 seeds now against 1, and momentum on the map. They're able to get farther and farther ahead here. Taking the top 4 down, maybe even the one in the middle. The first thing that they do is steal 2 camps away from the opponent, which will of course help them in turn to take the structures down, as you can already see at the top. So the lead and experience is now theirs, and they can attempt to build on it. They caught up in kills and even overtook the other team. So Team Barbie is getting dismantled, or at least got dismantled in the last fight. They're definitely still ready to fight back here. But Team Oppenheimer is getting more and more dangerous as this continues. If they can get more kills here in the middle, that would be great. But also, this is starting to become a real problem, because all of a sudden the top wall is going to fall. Those siege giants alone are doing a number. Fort gets destroyed. Sylvanas is going to deal with this, but as you can already tell, we have a tower destroyed, the gate is gone, so generally speaking, pretty decent spot at the top lane for the blue team now. Another camp gets taken, both of them actually. Nobody is invading anything here, and the next seed is gathering in a better position for Team Barbie. And if they can claim it, which they can, it's going to be even seeds towards the objective. 2 for each side. Blue team was really close to level 20. They didn't really want to fight there just yet. So yeah, down to the bot lane now with level 20. They could push this a bit further. Seems like that's the plan. Trying to do exactly that. Capitalize on level 20 a bit. Are they going to get the keep here? Not really. But if they can open the wall up, that would already be great. Anything else is a bonus. Just poke a little bit, but they also have to make sure that they don't overstay their welcome. You can already see how they're very hesitant to go in any deeper. But if they get a good position, at least initially around the seat at the top, and can maybe lay a trap, that would also be nice. There's no denying that Team Barbie will get level 20 in the same time frame. There's another siege giant camp that they can take. Can also, of course, take, thanks to particularly Jojo, as you can see here, with ease the camp, so no problem for her whatsoever. All the minions are claimed, camp is claimed, now they have to push at the top. Light bombed, There's the engage. Already whipping Arthur's in the backline though. Anduin needs to be really careful here. Blessed Shield is out and the Condemn is coming. Self-Ancestral on Rhaegar. Everybody is a bit low. The heals are not enough. Anduin was too far out. Can't be in that position. Not against Arthur's. He became the target way too quickly, and now with the sustain gone, Jojo falls second. Blondie gone. We have 9 kills to 8 in favor of Team Barbie, and they should now be able to get another Garden Terror horror wave. So yeah, they're gonna get them again. The Garden Terrors on the map. All of the forts are gone. Dehaka has moved immediately down to the bottom of the map, and now they can push on 3 lanes, particularly with Sylvanas pushing another lane out. And yeah, this is just looking really good for them. They have another 30 seconds before Jojo is back, so there's a decent time frame in which they can now come in and absolutely destroy these keeps, or at least attack on 3 lanes at the same time before they're moving into the same to try and take at least one of them out completely. So, great job in the last fight. And again, positionally, Anduin finds himself over and over in trouble. He's a bit too far out as he's trying to save his teammates, but he gets consistently attacked by Arthas in particular. So the keep in the middle will not be safe. This one gets destroyed 100%. Can they somehow hold though? That's the question. Barbie is moving in. Team Barbie is moving in towards the... are they? Wow, they're actually falling back there? Damn. They took the keep and took that down, then moved towards the top, and I thought they would really try and get more damage onto this one too. That wasn't the case. They're playing this super safe right now. Maybe a little bit too safe. That also gives an opportunity for the blue team to bring it back, and this is the fight that might just decide things. Big arrow from Sylvanas. Good Ancestral as well. Once again, Rhaegar is down though. And there's the kill on Arthas. It's a triple baby. Oppenheimer with some explosive plays there towards the end. And Barbie gets just absolutely ripped apart. A leg over here, an arm over here. There's the torso, and then the wrong head is screwed on again. Lolom jumps out, and boy, oh boy, now there's trouble brewing for the red team. The Barbie boys in real trouble, especially since it seems like Lolom is also going to fall. Yep, Genji is dead. That's at least a keep. Dehaka, he's a man on a mission, a dinosaur on a mission, trying to go for the core, escort those catapults in. But I don't really think that he's going to be able to do anything about it, because Team Oppenheimer, they have a goal, and that goal is to win the game right here, right now, go for the core, and not screw anything up anymore. Yes, Dehaka is doing the best he can, and honestly, he's giving it a decent shot, but of course, there's way too many heroes now on the blue team side that are attacking the core of Team Barbie, and that is the end of the game here on Garden of Terror. Nicely done, Oppenheimer taking down Barbie. Couldn't do it at a box office, but at least here in the Nexus. GG.